And we're live.
Oh, we are live, thank goodness. Hello and welcome to the 31st of January. We've made it to the end of January, everybody. Big round of applause. It's been an interesting January for all of us, so thank goodness February is right around the corner. So, hello, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We've got a lovely screen full of, we've got a lovely big group this afternoon, and we're back at 5 o'clock with a different group, so it's a big afternoon of Shakespeare. So I'm going to do some quick hellos to the company on the screen, then I'm going to let them go off and relax and get themselves ready while I have a little chat with you guys. So who have we got this afternoon? Where are we? So we have Larissa, who is back with us. Oh, I think, are you in Nottingham now? I'm trying to check where everybody is. Yeah, she's back in Nottingham. So, and we've got Simon, who's looking incredibly dapper today, from South London. And we've got Lindsey. Are you London still, Lindsey, or have you moved? I can't remember. You're still London.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've got Jerome, who's back with us for the. It's great to see you again. Jerome, I'm just going to embarrass the crap out of you. Jerome is being wonderful because he is working in a care home at the moment, so we give him extra love and respect for that. We've got Ashley from down at the bottom of my screen. Lovely to see you. And Iain, who is, I can't even remember where you are. You're somewhere in the Midlands still, aren't you? I've forgotten.
I'm in the Staffordshire Moorlands near Stoke.
Stoke, there we go. So all these people who talk about international, we're going all over the country, and then we're going to go all the way to Paris and say hello to Siegffried, who's back with us this afternoon from there, and Tamara, who is in Bavaria. So thank you for joining us from Germany. Alexandra, another of my Londoners, and Neha, the lovely Neha, who is with us for the first time this afternoon. So big company welcome and congratulations to the first timer. Well done for joining us. Yes, well, we'll see how it goes and whether you think this was a good idea or not, but welcome to the crazy gang. All right, lovely. So all of you guys, thank you very much for joining me to say hello. I'm going to send you off to the virtual tiring house. So go relax, chill. I will call you when you are required. So off they pop off the screen. So those of you who haven't watched us before, I'm going to do my little spiel. Sorry if you have watched us before, because you'll have heard it before. So my name is Lizzie. I am the artistic director for Shakespeare Shakespeare, which is this particular gathering of actors who are going to perform for you this afternoon. My job for this afternoon is, as it says on the screen, I'm the book holder, which means that normally when we perform, we are off book. And if anybody loses a line or needs a prompt, that's my job. I feed them a line. But my job in this environment, acting on Zoom, is more to do with catching somebody if their internet drops or things go of a technical nature. So you might hear me chirp up, or you might just hear me in between the scenes, because I like to just do a little MC thing, so that, because we're doing 5 scenes from 5 different plays between now and about 3:45. So I just like to fill in the gaps. Who are we and what do we do? Right. Shakespeare is currently the only UK-based theatre company who both teach and perform from cues only. We are cue-based actors. This means that all those that you are about to see perform for you have read and prepared their own parts. They've seen their lines, they've seen their immediate cues to speak. They have not seen each other's lines. And you have my word for it that they have not rehearsed together, because most of them have only just found out who they're in a scene with. Few little bits and pieces of action we have had to have a little chat about just now, because we've got a few passings of props and a few bits of business that we've had to coordinate. But that's not really cheating, because that's what would have to be done in Shakespeare's time, because that's why we do this. This is how actors in Shakespeare's time prepared a play, in that they didn't have the director and the rehearsal room experience that we expect today. They just got their part, they went off, they learned it, they came back sometimes the next day, and they just performed. They maybe had a walkthrough of fights, songs, dances, bit of entrances and exits as necessary, and then they just performed. So that's why we do this, and we enjoy it. I hope you'll enjoy it today as well. It's always good fun for us. Things always happen that you can't predict, and that in a way for us is why it's so terrifying and so exciting. And I think it makes it interesting. Do let me know. Always interested to get comments. So please talk to us. Either you can leave a message here on the YouTube feed, or you can talk to us on Twitter at Shake Scenery. We're also on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. You can find us all over the internet. No excuses, really. Okay, what else have I got to say? So our donations link is up as usual. The money comes directly to us. We're not asking for money. If you are able to give us a donation, that is very much appreciated. Nobody's getting paid for doing this. We're doing this basically because we want to. We're doing it for purposes of entertaining both you and us. So that's all. That's why we ask for it. So the money is saved up. It goes into a pot. It is then split up periodically between members of the company who are experiencing financial hardship. Yes, there's still some of that about. And a percentage goes to the Stephen Lawrence Foundation. And I've gone and forgotten the name of it again, because I know they changed their name, but it goes to them. So that's it for me for the moment. We've got 5 big old scenes to get through. So let us dive right in. So the first scene that we're going to do this afternoon is from Cymbeline, which is one of those plays that's a little bit less known. So it's always kind of fun to dip into some of those sometimes. So what do we know? What do you need to know about Cymbeline? Well, the situation is Cymbeline, who was an ancient king of Britain, he has recently remarried, and his new wife has brought with her into the royal family her son by her first husband, who's called Cloten. And he is very much desirous of becoming the heir to the throne. However, King Cymbeline already has a daughter, Princess Imogen. And so natural mathematics is being done between various people thinking, well, Cloten should marry Imogen. However, Imogen has secretly got married already to a young man called Posthumus Leonatus, who is a young man of slightly more humble origins, who was brought up with her from childhood. It was like a child of the court. But the queen has inflamed the king against this marriage. Posthumus Leonatus has been banished. He's gone off to Italy. And poor old Imogen is almost a prisoner in her own home. And being wooed by the wonderful Cloten. So that is where we're going to pick them up. A little bit I don't know, a little bit of wooing, a little bit of love and romance to start us off. So could you just, those of you who are in the first scene, can you just pop your mics on and tell me that you're ready?
Ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Okay. So the usual rules apply. When I vanish, the stage is yours. Enter on cue. Cloten, you start the scene. Everybody else just listen. Okay? I will see you guys on the other side. Have fun.
If she be up, I'll speak with her. If not, let her lie still and dream. By your leave. Oh, I know her women are about her. What if I do line one of their hands? 'Tis gold which buys admittance, oft it doth. Yea, and makes Diana's rangers false themselves, yield up their dear to the stand of the stealer, and 'tis gold which makes the true man killed and saves the thief. Nay, sometimes hangs both thief and true man. What can it not do and undo? I will make one of her women lawyer to me, for I yet not understand the case myself. By your leave.
Who's there that knocks?
A gentleman.
No more?
Yes, and a gentlewoman's son.
That's more than some whose tailors are as dear as yours can justly boast of. What's your lordship's pleasure?
Your lady's person. Is she ready?
I to keep her chamber?
There is gold for you.
Oh,
Sell me your good report.
how? My good name. Or to report of you what I shall think is good. The princess.
Good morrow, fairest. Sister, your sweet hand.
Good morrow, sir. You lay out too much pains for purchasing but trouble. The thanks I give is telling you that I am poor of thanks and scarce can spare them.
Still, I swear I love you.
If you but said so, 'twere as deep was me. If you swear still, your recompense is still that I regard it not.
This is no answer.
But that you shall not say. I yield being silent. I would not speak. I pray you spare me. Faith, I shall unfold equal discourtesies to your best kindness. One of your great knowing should learn, be taught forbearance.
To leave you in your madness, 'twere my sin. I will not.
Fools are not mad folks.
Do you call me fool?
As I am mad, I do. If you'll be patient, I'll no more be mad. That cures verses both. I'm much sorry, sir. You put me to forget a lady's manners by being so verbal and learned now. For all that I which known my heart do here pronounce, by thy very truth of it, I care for you not, and am so near the lack of charity to accuse myself. I hate you, which I had rather you felt than maketh my boast.
You sin against your obedience, which you owe your father, for the contract you pretend with that base wretch, one bred of arms and fostered with cold dishes, with scraps of the court. It is no contract, none. And though it be allowed in meaner parties, yet who than he more mean, to knit their souls on who there is no more dependency but brats and braggery and beggary, in self-figured not, yet you are curbed from that enlargement by the consequence of the crown, and must not foil the precious note of it, with a base slave, a hildling for a livery, a squire's cloth, a pantler, not so eminent.
Wert thou the son of Jupiter, and no more, but what thou art besides, though wert too base, to be his groom, thou wert dignified enough, even to the point of envy, if 'twere made comparative for your virtues, to be stilled the under hangman of his kingdom, and hated for being preferred so well.
The South fog rot him.
He never can meet more mischance than come to be but named of thee. His meanest garment that ever hath but clipped his body is dearer in my respect than all the hairs above thee. Were they all made such men? How now, Pisanio?
His garments? Now the devil.
To Dorothy, my women, hie thee presently.
His garment?
I am sprited with a fall, frightened and angered worse. Go bid my woman search for a jewel that too casually hath left mine arm. It was thy master's. Shrew me if I would lose it for a revenue of any kings in Europe. I do think I saw it this morning. Confident I am. Last night was on my arm, I kissed it. I hoped it not be gone to tell my lord that I kissed aught but he.
'Twill not be lost.
I hope so. Go and search.
You have abused me. His meanest garment.
I said so, sir. If you will make it an action, call witness to it.
I will inform your father.
Your mother too. She's my good lady, and will conceive, I hope, but the worst of me. So I leave you, sir, to the worth of discontentment.
I'll be revenged. His meanest garment. Well.
And off we go. Sorry, I can never help giggling through that scene. There's something wonderful about, people talk about sort of high flown and complex language and the beauty of Shakespeare, and then you get a wonderful exchange like, I shall inform your father, and the reply to that is, and your mother too, which is just so gloriously kind of, I don't know, primary school playground. Anyway, thank you both very much. Well done, Neha. Well and truly joined the family. Well done, well done. Okay, so we are going into our second scene, not hanging around. And this one is from another slightly less well-known bit of Shakespeare. We're going to Henry VIII. It's a scene that we've done before, partly because it's a really good scene. It's a lot of fun. So, right, Henry VIII. Now, this actually deals basically with a bit of Henry VIII's history, which sort of takes him from being married to Catherine of Aragon into the whole sort of changeover to Anne Boleyn. And this is a scene between young Lady Anne, at this point, a humble, what's the word? Lady in waiting, that's the word, to the Queen, and an older lady of the court. Now, I love this older lady. I think old is a little mean because she probably isn't that old, but she's a great character. And she's one of these characters that only gets one really good scene and then you never see or hear of her again and you think, oh, she should have her own play. So anyway, we are celebrating this character. We are also enjoying this moment between Lady Anne and the older lady of the court and wondering what is going on in this court? What is being cooked up around these characters, around these figures? So that's all I'm going to say. Can I just check that Anne, old lady, and a certain amount of Lord Chamberlain, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. I will, okay, the minute I'm gone, the stage is yours. Take us to the court of Henry VIII. Have fun.
Not for that neither. Here's the pang that pinches. His Highness having lived so long with her, and she's so good a lady that no tongue could ever pronounce dishonour of her, by my life. She never knew harm doing. Oh, now, after so many courses of the sun enthroned, still growing in a majesty and pomp, the which to leave 1,000-fold more bitter than 'tis sweet at first to acquire. After this process, to give her the avant it is a pity would move a monster.
Hearts of most hard temper melt and lament for her.
God's will, much better. She ne'er had known pomp, thought be temporal, yet if that quarrel fortune do divorce it from the bearer, 'tis a sufferance, panging as soul and body severing.
Alas, poor lady, she's a stranger now again.
So much the more must pity drop upon her. Verily, I swear 'tis better to be lowly born and range with humble livers in content than to be perked up in a glistering grief and wear a golden sorrow.
Our content is our best having.
By my troth and maidenhood, I would not be a queen.
Beshrew me, I would, and venture maidenhead for it, and so would you, for all this spice of your hypocrisy. You that have so fair parts of woman on you, have too a woman's heart, which ever yet affected eminence, wealth, sovereignty, which to say sooth are blessings, and which gifts, saving your mincing, the capacity of your soft chivalral conscience would receive, if you might please to stretch it.
Nay, good troth.
Yes, troth and troth. You would not be a queen?
No, not for all the riches under heaven.
'Tis strange. A threepence bird would hire me, old as I am, to queen it. But I pray you, what think you of a duchess? Have you limbs to bear that load of title?
No, in truth.
Then you are weakly made. Pluck off a little. I would not be a young count in your way. For more than blushing comes to. If your back cannot vouchsafe this burthen, 'tis too weak ever to get a boy.
How you do talk! I swear again, I would not be a queen for all the world.
In faithful little England, you'll venture an emballing. I myself would for Carnarvonshire, although they longed no more to the crown but that. Lo, who comes here?
Good morrow, ladies. What were it worth to know the secret of your conference?
My good lord, not your demanded values, not your asking. Our mistress' sorrows we were pitying.
It was a gentle business, and becoming the action of a good woman. There is hope all will be well.
Now I pray God, amen.
Oh, you bear a gentle mind, and heavenly blessings follow such creatures. And that you may, fair lady, perceive I speak sincerely, and high notes ta'en of your many virtues, the King's Majesty commends his good opinion of you to you, and does propose honour to you no less flowing than a Marchioness of Pembroke, to which title £1,000 a year annual support out of his grace he adds.
I do not know what kind of my obedience I should tender. More than my all is nothing, nor my prayers are not words duly hallowed, nor my wishes more worth than empty vanities. Yet prayers and wishes are all I can return. Beseech your lordship vouchsafe to speak my thanks and my obedience as from a blushing handmaid to his highness, whose wealth and royalty I pray for.
Lady, I shall not fail to prove the fair conceit the king hath of you. I have perused her well. Beauty and honour in her are so mingled that they have caught the king. And who knows yet, but from this lady may proceed a gem to lighten all this isle. I'll to the king and say I spoke with you.
My honoured lord.
Why, this it is. See, I have been begging 16 years in court, am yet a courtier beggarly, nor could come past betwixt too early and too late for any suit of pounds, and you, oh fate, a very fresh fish here. Fie, upon this compelled fortune, have your mouth filled up before you open it.
This is strange to me.
I'll taste it. Is it bitter? 40 pence. No, there was a lady once, 'tis an old story, that would not be a queen. What, that would she not for all the mud in Egypt? Have you heard it?
Come, you are pleasant.
With your theme I could, or mount the lark, the Marchioness of Pembroke, £1,000 a year for pure respect. No other obligation? By my life, that promises more thousands. Honour's train is longer than his foreskirt. By this time, I know your back will bear a duchess. Say, are you not stronger than you were?
Good lady, make yourself mirth with your particular fancy and leave me out on't. Would I had no being if this salute my blood a jot. It faints me to think what follows. The queen is comfortless and we forgetful in our long absence. Pray, do not deliver what here you have heard to her.
What do you think me?
Don't answer that. Whatever you do, don't answer that one. Thank you very much, guys. Always, again, cannot help loving that scene. And the old lady of the court, what a story. Somewhere there behind her. Just, and again, you get these lovely responses because poor old Anne is there going, no, truth, truly, I do not want to be a queen. And the old lady's going, oh, truth, is it? Oh, well, troth back to you as well. I don't know. I love it. It's so political, it's so dangerous, and it's so human. And everybody knows I hate this word. It's so relatable in its sort of, in this kind of the pushing and pulling of desires and politics and stuff. Right. So we're getting into a bit more politics next. We're getting to a couple of slightly more sort of dark and serious scenes. Then we're ending with a slightly lighter one. So we're going to Macbeth. So strap yourselves in. Right. So what do I need to tell you about Macbeth at this point? Well, he'd like to be king, but he's a good man, is Macbeth. That's the basic problem of the play. He'd like to be king. He's the king's cousin. He's a great hero. He's a war hero. But he is a person who does things straight. He does things right. He does things the honorable way. However, he has a wife who sees that strength in him, but seeks to kind of re-angle it in a way. She knows he wants to be king. She talks a lot about this, but she knows that he isn't prepared to do what appears to be necessary to become king. So we are going into the castle of the Macbeths. So we're going to get this wrong. We're going to Glamis Castle, where Duncan and his court are currently guests overnight. And we're going to meet Macbeth, and we're going to see how he's feeling about the plans that he and his wife have got cooked up for tonight. Oh, sorry, in the chat, I'm told I got it wrong. It's Inverness, never mind. I was close. I think Shakespeare's just playing with geography. We'll talk about it afterwards. So can I just check that Macbeth and his lady, are you people ready?
Ready.
Yep, give me a yes. Okay, lovely. So take us into your wonderful world, people, and we'll see what happens when we get there. I'll see you on the other side.
If it were done, when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all. Here upon this bank and school of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. And in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculty so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time, such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage?
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail?
We fail! But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chambermaids will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only, when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lies as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted mettle shall compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs clamor, roar upon his death?
I am settled. Bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
Wow, well done, guys. That was absolutely storming. I enjoyed every minute. I really hope the rest of you did as well. Wow, that is such a killer scene. Wow, it's just this is one of the reasons I absolutely love doing this. I mean, yeah, I know we do it for Shakespeare, we do it for you, we do it for us. Yeah, we also do it because I love it, and just being able to give lines like that to some of these amazing actors who decide to join this company and have a go at doing this ridiculous way of acting. I'm so honored every single time. Thank you so much, guys. That was absolutely brilliant. And can I just say, Lady Macbeth, okay, she's changing his mind. She's really she never at any point says she wants to be queen. I'm just making that point. I have this argument with a lot of people about Lady Macbeth. She's doing it. The only reason she ever gives for doing it is for him. She never says she wants to be queen. She might. She never says that. I'll just leave you with that thought. Okay, it's not going to get any easier for a little bit. Let us go to Richard III. So we're going to very early scene in the play when Richard, who is still currently Duke of Gloucester, is just at the very beginning of his political machinations and maneuverings, which ultimately bring him to the throne. And in order to get himself a place where he thinks he could be what should we say? He's going to be sort of a better candidate for the throne. He would like to get married. And the person he'd like to marry is Lady Anne, daughter of Warwick. However, she may not like this as an idea. Not sure why I think that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to say anything else for that. Can I just check Richard and our second Lady Anne? So this is Anne of Warwick, not Anne Boleyn. Are we ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, right. In that case, the stage will be yours. Enter and have some fun.
Come now towards Chertsey with your holy load, taken from Paul's, to be interred there. And still, as you are weary of this weight, rest you, whilst I lament King Henry's course.
Stay, you that bear the course, and set it down.
The black magician conjures up this fiend to stop devoted, charitable deeds.
Villains, set down the course, or by St. Paul, I'll make a course of him that disobeys.
My lord, stand back and let the coffin pass.
Unmannered dog, standst thou when I command. Advance thy halbert higher than my breast, or by St. Paul, I'll strike thee to my foot, and spurn upon thee, beggar, for thy boldness.
What, do you tremble? Are you all afraid? Alas, I blame you not, for you are mortal, and mortal eyes cannot endure the devil. Avaunt, thou dreadful minister of hell, thou hadst but power over his mortal body, his soul thou canst not have. Therefore be gone.
Sweet saint, for charity, be not so cursed.
Foul devil, for God's sake, hence, and trouble us not, for thou hast made the happy earth thy hell, filled it with cursing cries and deep exclaims. If thou delight to view thy heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butcheries. Oh, gentlemen, see, dead Henry's wounds open their congealed mouths and bleed fresh. Blush, blush, thou lump of foul deformity, for 'tis thy presence that exhales this blood from cold and empty veins where no blood dwells. Thy deeds, inhuman and unnatural, provokes this deluge most unnatural. Oh God, which this blood made revenge his death. Oh earth, which this blood drinkst, revenge his death. Either heaven with lightning strike the murderer dead, or earth gape open wide and eat him quick, as thou dost swallow up this good king's blood, which his hell-governed arm hath butchered.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessing for curses.
Villain, thou knowst no law of God nor man, no beast so fierce, but know some touch of pity.
But I know one, and therefore I'm no beast.
How wonderful when devils tell the truth.
More wonderful when angels are so angry. Vouchsafe divine perfection of a woman, or these supposed crimes, to give me leave by circumstance, but to acquit myself.
Vouchsafe, diffused infection of man, of these known evils, but to give me leave by circumstance to curse thy cursed self.
Fairer than tongue can name thee, let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Fouler than heart can think thee, thou canst make no excuse current, but to hang thyself.
By such despair I should accuse myself.
And by despairing shalt thou stand excused for doing worthy vengeance on thyself that didst unworthy slaughter upon others.
Now say that I slew them not.
Then say they were not slain, but dead they are, and devilish slave by thee.
I did not kill your husband.
But then he is alive.
Nay, he is dead, and slain by Edward's hand.
In thy foul throat thou liest. Queen Margaret saw thy murderous falchion smoking in his blood, the which thou once didst bend against her breast, but that thy brothers beat aside the point.
I was provoked by her slanderous tongue that laid their guilt upon my guiltless shoulders.
Thou wast provoked by thy bloody mind that never dreams on aught but butcheries. Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant, yeah.
Didst grant me, hedgehog, then the God grant me too. Thou mayst be damned for that wicked deed. He was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The better for the King of Heaven that hath him.
He is in heaven where thou shalt never come.
Let him thank me that hoped to send him thither, for he was fitter for that place than earth.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes, one place else, if you will hear me name it.
Some dungeon.
Your bedchamber.
Ill rest betide the chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madam, till I lie with you.
I hope so.
I know so, but gentle Lady Anne, to leave the keen encounter of our wits and fall something into a slower method. It is not the causer of the timeless death of these Plantagenets, Henry and Edwards, as blameful as the executioner.
Thou wast the cause and most accursed effect.
Your beauty was the cause of that effect, your beauty that did haunt me in my sleep to undertake the deaths of all the world, so I might leave 1 hour in your sweet bosom.
If I thought that, I tell thee, homicide, these nails should rend that beauty from my cheeks.
This eye could not endure your beauty's rack. You should not blemish it if I stood by. As all the world is cheered by the sun, so I by that. It is my day, my life.
Black night o'ershade thy day, and death thy life.
Curse not thee thyself, fair creature. Thou art both.
Would I were to be revenged on thee.
It is a quarrel most unnatural to be revenged on him that loveth thee.
It is a quarrel just and reasonable to be revenged on him that killed my husband.
He that bereft the lady of thy husband, did it to help thee to a better husband.
'Tis better doth not breathe upon the earth.
He lives that loves thee better than he could.
Name him.
Plantagenet.
That was he.
The self-same name, but one of better nature.
Where is he?
Here. Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake?
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never hung poison on a fouler toad. Out of my sight, thou dost infect mine eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine.
Would they were basilisks to strike thee dead.
I would they were, that I might die at once. For know they kill me with a living death, Those eyes of thine from mine have drawn salt tears. Shammed their aspects with store of childish drops, these eyes which never shed remorseful tear. No, when my father, York, and Edward wept to hear the piteous moan that Rutland made when black fat Clifford shook his sword at him. Nor when thy warlike father, like a child, told the sad story of my father's death, and 20 times made pause to sob and weep, that all the standers had wet their cheeks like trees bedashed with rain, and that sad time, sir, my manly eyes did scorn a humble tear. And what these sorrows could not thence exhale, thy beauty hath, and made them blind with weeping. I never sued to friend nor enemy, my tongue could never learn sweet smoothing words, but now thy beauty is propose my fee, and proud heart sues and prompt my tongue to speak. Now teach not thy lips such scorn, for it was made for kissing, lady, not for said contempt. If thy revengeful heart cannot forgive, lo here, I'll lend thee that this sharp pointed sword, which wilt thou please to hide in this true breast, let the soul force that adoreth thee, I lay it naked to the deadly stroke, and humbly beg the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Now, no, dispatch, 'twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set on me. Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be thy executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
That wise in thy rage, speak again. And even with a word, take hands which for thy love did kill thy love, shall for thy love kill a fair truer love. To both their death shalt thou be accessory.
I would I knew thy heart.
'Tis figured in my tongue.
I fear me both are false.
Then never man was true.
Well, put up your sword.
Say then, my peace is made.
That shalt thou know hereafter.
But I shall live in hope.
All men, I hope, live so.
Vouchsafe to wear this ring.
To take is not to give.
Look how my ring encompassed thy finger, even though thy breast enclosed my poor heart. Wear both of them, for both them are thine, and if thy poor devoted servants may but beg one favour at thy gracious hand, thou dost confirm his happiness forever.
What is it?
That it may please you leave these sad designs to him that hath most cause to be a mourner, and presently repair to Crosby House, where, after I have solemnly interred at Chertsey Monastery this noble king, and wet his grave with my repentant tears, I will, with all expedient duty, see you. For divers unknown reasons, I beseech you, grant me this boon.
With all my heart. And much it joys me too to see you are become so penitent. Tressel and Berkeley, go along with me.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. But since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I have said farewell already.
And off they go. Oh, that's a slightly longer scene than we sometimes do, but where do you cut that one? It's so fascinating to watch the whole process, beginning to end. Richard, so strong, Anne, so strong. How does it work? And every time it does work. Right, deep breath. Final scene for this round, and we will be back at 5 o'clock with some more scenes and some more people. So final scene for this round, we're going to end with a spot of Taming of the Shrew. So we're going into a comedy. It is, oh, well, yes, a comedy with a chunk of problem in it. So there is a man, a rich man of Padua, and he has two daughters, one younger, meek and mild and quiet, so they all think, and everybody wants to marry her. She has an older sister, Katharina, known for sort of being more forthright and open in her speech than perhaps Bianca is. And so the father has declared that nobody may court or marry Bianca until Catherine is married. So along comes the bold Petruchio, a gentleman of Mantua, I think. I'm going to have to go and sort all this up. It's Verona, probably. It usually is. And he has agreed to court Kate, basically for money. That's the story. How it actually pans out, it's kind of up for grabs a bit. But we are just going to see the first meeting between the lovely Catherine and the bold Petruchio. And we'll just see how that goes. So, Catherine, Petruchio, can you pop your mics off and tell me you're ready?
Ready.
Okay, right you are, guys. So, as soon as I go, the stage is yours. Enjoy.
Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name, I hear.
Well, have you heard? But something hard of hearing. They call me Catherine, that do talk of me.
You lie, in faith, for you are called plain Kate, and bony Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed. But Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom, Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate, for dainties are all Kates. And therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my consolation, hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtues spoke of, and thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved? In good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first you were immovable.
Why, what's immovable?
A joint stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
Such jade as you, if me you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burthen thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should be. Should. Buzz. Bizz. 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 Bizz.
Well, ta'en and like a buzzard,
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
Aye, for a turtle, as he takes a buzzard.
Come, come, you wasp. Faith, you're too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
Ah, my remedy is then to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Well, who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What? With my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, good Kate. I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
I swear, I'll cuff you if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman, and if no gentleman, why then no arms.
A herald, Kate. Oh, put me in thy books.
What is your crest? A coxcomb?
A combless cock, so Kate will be my hand.
No cock of mine. You crow too like a craven.
Nay, come, Kate, come. You must not look so sore.
Oh, it is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here's no crab, and therefore look not so sore.
Oh, there is.
Oh, then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What? Oh, you mean my face?
Well aimed at such a young one.
Ah, now, by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yeah, you are wizard.
Oh, 'tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you scape not so.
I chase you. If I tarry, let me go.
No, no, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not frown, thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip, as angry wenches will. Nor hast thou pleasure to be cross in talk, but thou with mildness entertainst thy wooers with gentle conference, soft and affable. Oh, why does the world report that Kate doth limp? O slanderous world! Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender, and as brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk. Thou dost not hold.
Oh, fool, and whom thou keepst command.
Did ever Diane so become a grove as Kate this chamber with her princely gait? Oh, be thy Diane, and let her be Kate, and then let Kate be chaste, and Diane sportful.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
It is exemplary from my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry, so I mean, sweet Catherine, in thy bed. And therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms, your father hath consented that you shall be my wife. Your dowry agreed on, and will you, nil you, I will marry you. Now, Kate, I am a husband for your term. For by this light, whereby I see thy beauty that doth make me like thee well, they must be married to no man but me. For I am born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a conformable as other households, Kate. Here comes your father. Never make denial. I must and will have Catherine to my wife.
Hit him again, Larissa. Thank you guys. That was absolutely lovely. I love all those scenes. I love all these actors. This is so much fun. Right, everybody back on screen, please, because we are done with our 3 o'clock slot. It's been a bumper package tonight, this afternoon. So thank you, all of you. That was some amazing stuff. Everybody, you pulled out something really, really special today. And I thank you. I thank you all so very, very much. It's a pleasure and an honor as ever to have you guys on stage. So round of applause all around. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We'll be back at 5 o'clock today. We will then be back on Valentine's Day. So we're skipping next week. We're back on Sunday the 14th at 3 o'clock with that romantic play, Richard II. So we're going a little against tradition, but you know, what the hell, that's how we do things. So we're going to be diving into the histories, and it starts in 2 weeks' time. So please join us for that. We've also got 2 workshops on this coming week. So if you're interested in that, hop onto our Twitter or get in touch with us, because we've got one workshop on the joys of meter. If you really want to understand what it is and how you use it, then we're teaching that this week. We're also teaching our Zoom acting course. So that's on Wednesday. So please get in touch. We are here. We are willing to play, and we are interested in getting involved with all of you. So please give us a message. To the cast on screen, you were amazing. Thank you very much. To Valentina, quietly in the background, keeping us online. Thank you very much as ever. Beautifully done. Thank you to the internet for not monkeying around too much this week. And I wish you, all of you watching and all of you on screen, have the rest of a very nice Sunday. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful couple of weeks. Keep yourselves and each other safe. And we will be picking up again in a couple of weeks with more Shakespeare. So the entertainment is not going away. As you can see, if you're on our YouTube, there's a bunch of films there. We've got something like 65 films worth of scenes and plays. So there's plenty of entertainment. Please plunder and enjoy at your will. So fare you well. Thank you all very much. Valentina, take us off the air. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll see you then. Fare thee wells. Bye-bye, everybody. Dun, 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 dun.